Shri. Hello,
Hi, Raj.
Param.
Good
How are you?
evening.
So good to see you. Yes. Hello. Hello, Selena. Hey, Miglena. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. Hello,
Hello,
Smita. Evening.
Rajeshri. Namaste. How are you?
I'm super good, as
Hi,
always.
Meghna, Shrimanti, Rita ji.
Hi. Hi.
How are
Hello,
you?
Sarah.
Hello.
Nice
Good
to
to
meet you all.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Do we begin? Yes. Hello, Param.
Hi,
Sat Shri
Param.
Akal. So good to see you.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Vivi and Selena.
Hello.
Hi. Can we keep your videos on, if possible, so that we can see and interact? Because my sessions and
Nobody
webinars
can hear me. Okay.
interactive, as I usually go about. Some of them already know this.
पैसे किया? वो है ना पैसे?
So let's begin with our screen sharing. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. So as you all know, I come with this special uh, blend of uh, what you know and what you can create, or co-creation, the formula through which putting your actions in a very systematic um approach to achieving what exactly you aim at in your life, creating happiness. Now, when we say, there are two parts to us. One is when we begin our journey as a client, and then over a period of time, you experience a certain amount of fulfillment in this journey of receiving. Then you suddenly want to also become the light worker, the torch bearer, or therapist. As we get certified, we climb the ladder, we climb up the steps to our own fulfillment. We want to give that same happiness to others as well. So, happiness coaching, today's entire webinar was created on a thought that we go for sessions. First, let's understand the role as a client. We all become seeker because we know that life throws challenging situation. These situations, if you're able to solve, you don't uh, want an external person to come and give you any any guidelines or any help. Slowly, gradually, when situations become a little more tough on you, is where you go to first set of counselors that are available within your family or your friends, because you trust. Because usually you will go to people who you generally trust. You don't go to people who you don't trust. So trust being the element to the first thing. How and why should I go to somebody else to ask for a solution? Why can't I have my own solution coming from within me? Now, obviously, that formula is known to us. Like when I say happiness comes from within and it is found in the present moment by making peace with the past and looking forward to the future. Now, we all know this entire quote. We must have read this, I don't know how many times. Ara, have you read similar quotes, which is being forwarded almost daily by thousands of people across social media? Miglena,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
we all know this.
यहाँ
I
तो
mean,
मैंने क्या साइन विद FB कर दिया सीधा
we don't know.
FB कर
So what do we do? Are we able to apply everything which is written in this? And if we are able to do it, then you don't need any coach or a therapist for sure. Selena, what do you think about this quote? Did you know about every word what is written on the screen right in front of you?
I think so, yeah.
Each one of us know, isn't it? But when we say from knowing to doing, now obviously we know this, but are we all very happy. We all know this for sure. Are we happy 10 on 10? And what is this happiness that we are referring to? And when we say happiness coaching, see, the word or terminology of coaching comes from sports. There was never coaching for happiness, ever. People usually lived with a very happy, steady mindset. Where is this happiness coaching coming from? And what does it mean? We all know. But is gaining happiness so easy? Smita, what do you say? Is being happy so easy? Unmute, Smita, we can't hear you. All your efforts going.
Sorry, sir. Kajal is trying to connect, though that's why she called me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she's trying to connect. Can you show the previous slides? I missed that while I was on.
Just one slide that I went about, Param. I said that if you read this quote, is there anything that we don't know about it? Happiness comes from within and found in the present moment by making peace with the past and looking forward to the future. We know this, isn't it?
Yes.
But is it so easy? We all know this. So why is it that when we say, are we 10 on 10 happy in our life wherever we are? Being very honest.
I got
experience on
5.6, Rajesh ji.
Yes, Smita.
I got a score of 5.6 for that questionnaire. And I know it was very difficult initially. Always I was going through suffering, and a kind of shift happened after looking into onion peeling that was going on for my suffering. And now I can be happy, and happiness is within. I've come in touch with that.
Not bad. Shri, what do you say?
So Rajesh ji, yes, I didn't go through the questionnaire yet. I have not done the test, but yeah, the code does make 100% sense. Am I happy? I can tell you that after this is what I'm going through at the moment. I'm in sync. I can tell you this. There's an internal some adjustment going on, and I really feel at peace. So is that happiness? I don't know. I'm at peace. So I don't know how to define that happiness.
Welcome, Kajal ji. Finally, against the light, we can only see the silhouette of Kajal ji appearing from.
I can't see it. Kajal ji.
Okay. That's, I think, Kajal ji's daughter-in-law, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
So knowing to doing when we say, now what exactly is missing? From knowing to everything that you know, is it that easy to applying? Are we applying everything what we know to the T, 100 out of 100 times? Each day, every single moment, being in the now, being mindful, and no part of us drifting back to our past or future. The anxiety is not felt at all. There are no butterflies in the stomach. There is no single ache or pain in your body. That's what I would define. If your body is at 100% peace with yourself and you don't have to mask anything in your life, we are good. 100. But is that what our reality is? Tell me honestly. On a scale 0 to 10, how much do you think your life script is operating still now? Sarah?
Life script is still on the making.
On the making.
Yeah, possibly getting there.
Yes. Now, knowing to doing, now when we say, is exactly the gap. And this unique piece needs to come from that part, because what is that gap and why this gap is basically because there is resistance, there is psychological resistance. A certain issue that you want to hold on to has, again, a payback. Anger has a payback. Guilt has a payback. few patterns you want to hold on to so that you can blame somebody and not take accountability has a payback. Our defense mechanisms, they have a payback. Of course, why I only should do it, why not the other person should do it, is also the ego games that we keep playing. I am all sorted if the other person doesn't press my buttons. Hello. The very fact that there are buttons within you itself are those parts that we are looking at. So whenever we are talking about the happiness coaching, why did we decide? Like, people do come for 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, and then we look at that, oh, I've invested about 3 sessions to 5 sessions, and I should get my answers. Now, obviously, one should get your answers. Again, these 2, 3, 4 sessions will give you the knowing, the diagnosis, maybe a few voids that you will know, or on the surface diagnosis where the outermost layer of the onion, where this is coming from, you will definitely know it. But when you go back to the same unhealed environment is where people like us who are in the process to become the coaches for tomorrow is where I spoke to Sonia and I said, see, I think we'll need a whole lot of well-trained people to come forward and understand that we can coach people, because there are patterns that these clients go through for years together. It's not a pattern that they will come to you, which is just a month old or 2 months, 3 months, 4 months old. Do we agree? Years of pattern, years of painful associations that almost has gone too deep into your DNA. Now, how can that be just resolved within 3, 4, 5 sessions when we are talking about it? And when we are here to give that coaching solution, what is that approach? What is that step-by-step approach? How to break these resistance, how to break these defenses, and how to give an insight to your own clients where they can simply, the drama that we hold on to or the adventure, because otherwise the life will become too simple. Maybe there is a need within each one of us to experience that pain so that we could do something about it. Like, there is one girl who I just met about a week ago. She doesn't want to resolve her story with her parents. There is a boy who came to me, another client. He takes weed. Weed is like a addiction, what you call the ganja in Indian colloquial English, Hindi, Indian form of ganja. Now, that weed someone is taking, he says, no, I don't want to leave weed, but yet I want to come to you for success coaching. Make me successful. Whereas that person can't even make basic decisions. When I explained him the theory of the mind, he was completely out of the body. Each statement, he said, please explain me again. Mind is a ball of energy, but how is it a ball of energy? When I'm explaining the seer factor in the critical filter, he's saying, what is this filter all about, sir? I mean, I didn't understand. What is this filter? What does it do? What are we doing? And how will my life change? And I kept on explaining him for over 2 hours. He was just not in the body. Then I came to know that he had taken weed in the morning with his friends while he drove down. And in that weed la la land, he was sitting in front of me for a session. Now imagine what is he going to do? And now to these clients, see, I tell you, when your clients come to you with absolute clarity, I just gave, like, a lot of times clients ask us, sir, how many sessions will it take for me to get healed completely? Now, that's the first very simple question that a client will ask us. Don't you think so? That even as clients, when we went to our therapist, we wanted the roadmap to be so clear. So I said, okay, let's take an analogy, because I always explain in TransLogic or some kind of an imagery that floats in front of my eyes that, okay, this is how we can heal the client. So let's understand the journey. Let's say you hired a cab, okay? And you are crystal clear about the destination, where do you want to reach? And you will put it on GPS and you will tell the GPS to guide you. What are the chances that the GPS will tell you that you will reach within 30 minutes? Because 90 out of 100%, you will reach there within that given time, barring few roadblocks or traffic jams. That's it. That's the only thing which is out of your control and you can manage it. So you need resources in order to cope through that traffic jam. You can't get restless. So for a therapist, it is easy to deal with that restlessness. Okay, we will get there. What you need as a resource is patience, faith, I am getting there, and clarity. And faith in the driver who's taking you there. So in other case, what are we saying? Who is the driver when you are becoming a coach? It's you. You as a therapist are the driver, isn't it? So with the clarity with which your client comes, the quicker in 4 to 5 sessions you will be able to, because their willpower and presence in the body is required. Now let's understand, and you can quote the time. Fine. Now what happened? You are out of the body. You are not fully mindful. Now what happens? You left the house in the haste where the cab has already come. And then after sitting in the cab, you realize, oh God, I forgot the purse. Now you'll get down the cab, go back to get the purse. Then you will come back. And now the driver will ask you for the OTP. Now you'll say, oh my God, I kept the phone inside. Now you will search through your bag. You'll bring the OTP. Now the app is not available. The internet is not functioning. Now you'll bring the app and say OTP. Okay, this is what the OTP is. You've already lost about some time. That's what we say rapport building, and how much you are within the body, how quickly you open up. There are clients who take, in fact, all their core issues. They take few sessions for them to even come up to share their own stories. Don't you think so? We were never open to sit with our own therapist and tell them like the naked truth about our own life. And this is what is happening in my life. How many of us actually went with that clarity and said everything about our life? We opened up step by step. After that, it is therapists who's then going to begin driving and say, okay, let's now take that. So first 3 sessions require that sort of a coaching approach to understand the adventure and the ego and the patterns that we've been playing in our head. Because you don't know what is about the environment, because then the environment to you, how the driver is driving, then driver is the mind at the end of it. And now with the same mistake all over again that we've been playing as pattern, karma, learnings, and the wisdom that we need to apply, the journey then will become. Now, let's say the third scenario. You sat in the cab, but you are not clear about the destination. You are saying, let's go for a drive. And instead of a destination drive, you're taking them on an hourly drive. Now, there you have to pay per kilometer. And then how many halts you keep taking. So if you are not clear about the destination where you want to head, you never sit in the cab and tell the driver, take me wherever you wish to, or you know my destination better, and then wherever you will take me, we will go. That never happens. So in order to derive the clarity, let's understand that how much clarity your client comes to you with is the earliest possibility of your client will heal. And that is where the coaching is required, where you then try to build the rapport. You sit with the diagnostic tools, a certain diagnosis and probing that is required through the sessions, so that within, if it is a habit, as we know, 5 sessions, if it is a behavior, we know that about 10 sessions, or at least about 3 months to 6 months of coaching approach in which there are psychosomatic issues or at the bodily or anxiety level, or something which is deep rooted within DNA, or something which is coming from the ancestral patterns, something coming from the parental side. And right now in the career, if you come, we are in the right profession at the right time. We've learned that in last 10 months that how difficult or easy the life has made us in terms of understanding that how many challenges there are. In fact, at least about key professions that have completely got dissolved. And so many new careers have emerged. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Ever since?
Yes.
Yes.
They were all beyond your control. We could not do. The only thing what we could do is coping. People got frustrated, people got sad, people went depressed, people went anxious, people went frustrated, whatsoever with the lockdown scenarios. You could not even leave your house to go and get the groceries. Even today, the rules are so stringent. So the only thing globally that we are now meant to do is operate out of patience. And now the earth is also going through that shift, which not everybody is aware about. So people like us are going to play the key role. So how to become that coach in order to give? Because see, again, the countries are being rated on all these 4 criteria: health, freedom, income, and education. The per capita income is being measured. The death rates are being measured. What is the average health quotient for an average person who gets how much nutrition? and access to education, which is free or paid, whatsoever, how many people are literate in a certain country. Now, if you see in 2019, all these countries, Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, Iceland, and Norway were the top 5 countries. They were rated in this order. And when we went into all of these areas, that how are we looking at these situations? And every country now is in the competition to come into these top 10 countries. It's literally, how do you measure the happiness quotient? That's how the standardized scale of happiness, which is given Oxford happiness scale that I shared with you all, how much of a denial, in fact, one of the biggest defense mechanisms is denial. Certain countries, when we talk about UAE or anything of this sort, I think UAE is also in the race. It's about 157 something. 57 number is where I think UAE was last time in 2019. So when we offer the solution and secured parts to the society is where I think we need to live a balanced life. And this coaching terminology, where not just clinical hypnotherapy, because if you've learned clinical hypnotherapy, it should be easy again. But then let's say you've learned from level 1 to level 5, you've learned some 15 modalities. And how to apply these modalities also is happening not as a remedial approach, but it's a random approach by which, okay, let's do cord cutting, let's do PAB, let's do void identification, or let's do hypnodrama. How, for which client you will do what? Yes, Sri. Hello?
No, Rajesh, I was just checking online. It says the happiness ranking is of UAE is less than under 30 or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. So no. You are right then. If it is 30, then yes, 2019, I think it's been around 30. Because that is how the health and all the situations out here have been controlled. And there is a happiness ministry, if you know that there is a complete ministry that operates.
Yes.
And
yes,
that takes care of this whole thing. That's where they got serious. And I think this ministry came before 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, you're
right. It was not present 2 or 3 years ago. This was not there.
Yeah, you know, today is actually UAE's Happiness Day. The kids had the Happiness Day in the school. That's why I know.
Wow.
So they wore yellow. Yeah, they wore yellow today. That's why.
Wow. Now, the modalities that we learn are a set of subcognitive modalities is what we are going to be applying, because I am very soon, introducing this entire curriculum of happiness coaching, which is going to be identified and recognized into at least about 120 countries. And 57 countries practicable, the entire curriculum, which will have CBT, REBT, transactional analysis, positive psychology, and hypnotherapy and neurolinguistics. To which I think the first part that Param and some of you are attending tomorrow, this is going to be a part of it, where use of language in counseling and influencing people in order to understand and probe and get to the core. So this also brings the gap between, see, there are people who are learning in 1 month, back to back, everything, and then they don't know where to apply. And then that is where the gap comes in, that, oh, I've got too much in order to, the learning part. And now very soon the level 5 is also coming. It's going to add to a different dimension of knowledge, where you're going to learn chakras, where you're going to meet another genius who's traveling from India, Yuvraj sir. And it's going to bring about a whole lot of parts. But again, systematically applying the metaphysics and physics, because not everybody who will sit in front of you will be aware of metaphysics and will completely agree. In fact, at some point in time, we did not agree into metaphysics so much. Miglena, am I right?
Yes.
Metaphysics overdose is something which you don't want to get into straight away into karma and past lives and LBL and life script and a whole lot of that. So it will never be possible for you to straight away apply metaphysics to all your clients in the first 2 sessions or 3 sessions itself. It will be very rare that you will straight get to metaphysics. Which means that there is a lot of current life pattern that you will need to work with for sure, by the time the client gets prepared and get to the next level. and for which your understanding of the issue, as I always say, the cause and the effect. Client will come to you with the effect, but the root cause is where the assessments and things like that, which we need to do it through this entire happiness approach or happiness coaching approach. There is a subcognition and past experiences, memories, traumas, beliefs. How many things that the client is still not sharing with you and getting to the core, where they are willing to really reveal their true self. This itself takes a while. And that is where my expertise come for each one of the clients to come and experience happiness coaching. That's the first thing, because happiness comes from the inner security. When we say that dopamine or oxytocin, endorphin or serotonin, these are the four major chemicals. When they are completely available in enough quantity in your body, but the moment a bad day, a bad fight, rejection, or a loss of job, loss of opportunity, a bad day at work, bad day at family scenario, it depletes your serotonin, and your serotonin doesn't get manufactured unless at least about 3 to 4 months. You've ran out of your resources in the brain. If you've depleted all your serotonin, it takes 4 months for serotonin levels to go high again in the brain, which means you are practically running on absolute stress in your brain, where the neurons go fuzzy, you are not within the body, and the negative toxins that start building from your hypothalamus running into your entire body. And then that bodily adrenaline or cortisol or acid or certain hormones, which are then governing your patterns of heartbeat and the arthritis and how flexible your muscles are going to be. And slowly, gradually, it starts building, the toxins in the body and start building the diseases. Now let's understand in your daily basis, what is dopamine required for? To feel bliss, motivation, exhilaration, concentration, movement, learning, decision-making. Dopamine is the prime hormone which is required for all these functions to happen normally. Now, when that doesn't happen, your day-to-day life is completely going to get fuzzy. Oxytocin is required for, again, your bones to function fine, all your parts to function fine, family bonding, self-esteem, productivity, and proactivity. Feeling of being loved comes from oxytocin. But as I said, is there any part of our body which has any lactic acid, which is pain in the body? If there is pain, your body is not absolutely in bliss, for sure. Through endorphins, sense of being loved, sense of intimacy, touch, pleasure, arousal, sense of happiness that comes as this ecstatic trance that you feel at times just by being with somebody. That's endorphin. And that's why we keep going to people who you love spending your time with. That's why you keep running to friends who give you that dosage of endorphin. But the more you depend on outside people, the more this void that you're depending from or operating from. And we don't realize these when these smooth relationships become toxic relationships, when the moment they go out. And even serotonin, when I say, the basic well-being, motivation, movement, good mood and concentration, once again, for that serotonin is required. So happiness and all of these eventually come from the inner security. But can security be given just in 1 or 2 or 3 sessions? If a person has a chronic pattern of feeling insecure right from the childhood till now, because that's what has been completely programmed within them, can it be done? For that, you require some sort of coaching. All your hierarchical needs, when we say, to be satiated, to be fulfilled at the end of it. And when that doesn't happen is where we become more and more insecure, more and more anxious about future. We don't know what to do. And that is where then subconsciously we latch on to coping mechanisms. And at times, see, coping mechanisms with right people, with right support system that comes from the family, I think the coping can be good. When your family members are with you, you don't need anybody else. But when the pain givers are within your family and there is disharmony within the family and you're living with them, now those are the cases which perhaps do not get resolution within 2-3 sessions. And especially your willpower. If your coping mechanism is operating out of your willpower, you again don't need anybody. But 80% of your clients are going to come from the awareness where they will not know what needs to be done. And my will comes from the other person's willpower. How they are bullying me, how they are controlling me, and that is how they are. And there are autonomic problems that you are coming with to which you don't know. People come with 6 years of insomnia. How are you going to heal them within 3 or 4 sessions? 9 years of insomnia. Now, insomnia is just the outermost layer of the onion. Or constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, thyroid. When they come with all such new, and these now have been categorized as lifestyle issues, lifestyle disorders, because that's what medical fraternity could easily label them under, lifestyle or stress disorders. So why is this stress? Why are so many people, or why are so many individuals getting into clinical disorders? Depression, anxiety is the commonest. It's another pandemic in the making. Every 5th person you meet is having anxiety. How will you be able to help them out? And that's where slowly, gradually, when your body starts deteriorating, people go into all these coping mechanisms where they go into seclusion, they do painting, drawing, they go into entertainment, cola. You know, all these are the coping mechanism. Or sitting lonely in a cafe and sipping coffee, thinking that, wow, what a life that I have filled with solitude. But that's not the truth, actually. You are trying to run away from where perhaps the root cause is. Or you don't want to look into the root cause from where this is coming. And hence the coaching approach. Once again, in order to attract even right kind of people coming into your life and staying. Like today, this pandemic, about 4 months we've stayed indoors, almost restricted movement with masks. The way we dwelled in the outside, we are not as free as we were. Imagine, and of course we survived purely and purely because internet was there. Imagine that tomorrow there's no internet for 6 months. What will you do? You can't talk to friends on WhatsApp. You can't surf Facebook. You can't, again, go out. That's one for sure. The signals are not working on the road. And entertainment also is gone. All your Netflix and Prime and all your entertainment is gone. What will you do? Sarah is taking a deep breath.
Yeah. Bob?
What will happen, Sarah, on such a day?
Start playing with the family. What do you do? What do you know?
Exactly. You will be left with no option. And the old format of joint families will come back. The nuclear families and how we moved away. People started moving out. Like about, if you see the history in past 25 years, a couple of decade and a half, if you see, all joint families started scattering. Why? Because they didn't know how to cope, how to handle the family outburst and the differences. People kept on separating. Earlier, people used to plan 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children. All our generations before. And then, of course, the family planning and 1 child or the 2 children. But then eventually, there will be something or the other. And that day is not far. If there is a cyber war, or if there's an internet breakdown for any satellite system which goes for a toss, even for a while, that day will come within next 3 to 4 years. We will be forced to go back, and only strong minds. And today, once again, like this is my second visit to UAE. How much of that responsibility to stay fit was there on me, that the dates were announced and I cannot fall sick. I simply cannot fall sick. All my reports, and it was just about a 20 days gap or 25 days gap, after which I've come back. And I have been traveling. I went to all possible places. I was just living in a jungle, riverside, before I came. So I returned on what date? 27th is when I returned. So 3 days I was in a deep jungle with tigers around me in an electric fenced farmhouse, which was just a hut, an open tent sort of a thing. And I lived there. It was a beautiful experience. But I was just thinking about all the mosquitoes in the jungle. But luckily, in the forest, there were no dengue mosquitoes. Dengue mosquitoes are there in the city once again.
Did you actually run?
No dengue mosquitoes around the animals. So I was safe.
Oh my God.
The day I was leaving yesterday, day before, 2 days back, Gurbani got fever. So I was once again scared. There's one girl who's constantly coughing at the center. Today, Nishi is down with fever and they both have typhoid.
Oh my God.
I was surrounded with all these people. And I was still so dead scared saying, okay. But I knew that there are the self-empowering tools that we have, that if your emotional immunity is good, nothing in the environment can ever shake your health grounds. And that is the amount of security that you need to bear within you in order to be that rock solid in your health parameters. Because there you are to heal the world, you got to be extremely balanced. You cannot be an unhealed healer sitting out there with your own patterns which are unresolved and you don't know what to do with your clients. So your own immunity needs to be emotional, physical, spiritual, every manner. Your journey needs to be absolutely fit. And that's why both the tests that I did were negative. And I was just one tool that I was doing is EFT. We don't even know how to apply EFT for our own self. And linguistically, how important it is to pick up the right emotion that you're tapping it out. This is where I think all of us will need to also learn that instead of going into these coping mechanisms, people go into painting, sketching, writing poems, and trying to click pictures and put it on social media so that the appreciation comes. Or we straight go into eating disorders and binging junk, or celebrate self with some music and random things that we go across, or just keep ordering stuff online in order to only boost one thing, which is your self-worth. Which means that there is so much pressure on you to even keep earning and fund all these things. Even to attend any program for self-development or travel to any such place is going to require that sort of funds and liquidity to be there. And you need to be that independent. And today, one of the emerging careers is going to be happiness coaching. Mental health field is going to boom. Like once there was a boom of IT, then came the boom in IT from social media, then banking, and now this is the time when mental health for next decade is going to be the agenda for many. The amount of programs that are like crazy being offered to each one. And if we are entering into the right field with the right mindset, with the right formula, we definitely will be on the epicenter and epitome of helping out people like us who are stuck and who do not know the way. Because otherwise you're going to get sucked into all these unhealthy coping mechanisms and then manifest unhealthy lifestyle and then eventually have all the unhealthy diseases coming into you. We need to also learn the difference between all these terms and terminologies, that what is the difference between counseling to facilitation, facilitation to coaching, coaching to curing and healing. And you are actually designed to play all these roles. There is not even a single role that you will miss out. Understanding when to become what. That's what is the acumen. That's what is with, all the tools that you've learned, you need to apply this entire thing with. And that's where one by one, these parts that are going to be available. where you simply learn to facilitate and help and influence your clients and clientele through coaching. Any questions so far? Elena?
No, no questions.
Sri, Smita, Amrita, Normally.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, it might be a little expensive over here to do something like that, or is there like something like a follow-up rate or something? Because taking like 10 sessions of hypnotherapy, it might be quite an investment.
No, so that is where the investment that we are looking at will definitely have an approach where you are able to chase your goal to well-being. So while you are healing and then coming, so when you're talking about expensive part, there are going to be packages. These packages will have discounts. These packages will have EMI options. These packages will have an approach where you will be able to work on specific issues. So you come with a clarity. There are going to be all these 15, 20 unique packages that we are offering for different ailments and diseases. As I said, if you're sitting in the cab with clarity, where do you want to go? 5 sessions are good enough. But if you're lost, then slowly, gradually, the packages will vary. And then that package is what is going to be suggested to people. And the moment you invest, you also, because this, as I said, is 2 ways. If you don't want to take the sessions and packages, then become the happiness coach yourself and start, if you're, operating out of that clarity, that how do you want to make a career out of it? That's why we are there to come up with these formulae that you're going to be receiving now in the form of these short programs. First is the therapeutic NLP is what we are offering. And it's going to be nothing new. You already know these things, but you're going to be trained into how to use NLP modalities along with hypnotherapeutic modalities in order to get the depth results and to get you the resolution with language. Otherwise, we will completely keep beating around the bush. And see, remember, there are 2 kinds of clients that you have to learn to deal with. 1 is a physical suggestible and sexual. 2, emo suggestible and sexual. Emos have their own patterns of logic and defenses. It is extremely difficult to build and break these patterns of emo who come and sit with you with logic. And if you are a high physical coach who's sitting out there, you'll be completely lost. How to lead them. That's where NLP plays a major role. How to influence clients. Where does that come from? Which is what NLP is all about. And that's what, and that is where I think some of, the previous webinar that we did, people asked me, how is therapeutic NLP different than the corporate NLP that we do? Corporate NLP is entirely different. That's a certification program only into understanding neurolinguistics and leadership and sales and, gaming and team building and things like that. That is where it all comes from. But therapeutic NLP is a specialization in itself. And then coming into transactional analysis, what games people play with each other. You have to break that game. You have to be able to learn and break the games even for self and others. That's where these little things will help, because as we know that there is an unhealed environment, unhealed you. When you begin the journey, then you become healed. That is where the real challenge is. That after 3 to 4 sessions, when you go back to the environment, now the next set of sessions you require in order to understand the coping and get to the next level where you become healed, and yet the unhealed environment doesn't have an impact on you. Finally, you lead the client and yourself to healed environment. And that, of course, takes about 21 days to a 30 days process. And in which there are certain follow-ups that will be given absolutely free. So those will not be charged again. So the packages are uniquely designed in order to give you certain free follow-ups from unhealed environment to healed you and healed to the unhealed environment, trying to pull you back. What we call the crab. When you are trying to get out of the dish, the environment is still going to suck you back into the same old patterns. So if you truly want to break free from creating and co-creating a reality, from habits to behavior, in order to change your patterns at the level of DNA. Now that is where metaphysics and quantum physics comes in, where you will be able to reverse and co-create the entire environment. And that's where the facilitation comes in, where the integrated approach, as we say, thoughts, emotion, energy, and physical body, the way we are going to lead this entire thing. Yes, any questions? And people will need this for sure in future. So in order to make a career out of this also is going to be a journey for you all to experience and get to the next level. Any questions? Smita ji? Yes.
Not hypnotherapy anymore. It's more like coaching.
It's not hypnotherapy anymore. It's going to be everything like a bird's eye view. You'll need to have, see, when you go into the battlefield, not just one pistol or not just one AK-47, not just one hand grenade. If you are attacking from all sides in order to capture a certain territory, which is your own peace within you, as a therapist, you need to have all the arms and ammunition in order to understand which one to use where and what will work for what sort of terrain in the client's head. The client being an emo, you use entirely a different approach where the logic needs to be killed. There is one client under hypnosis also has sat and does so much of rationalization with me for sessions after sessions. And she's saying, I want to resolve. How long is this going to take? And this month, just before coming in, her last session was there. She sent me a message. She's saying, you know, Rajesh, you exactly are such a, accurate assessor that you told me exactly how, this is going to be. In fact, I can share the snapshot on the group that what exactly she wrote. It's such a beautiful part that she explained, because since we all are there on the group, I can also share this on. Yes. See this on the group that I'm sharing, the snapshot. And exactly where she she wrote that exactly you had assessed that 6 months is what it'll take. And 6 months, you exactly have delivered what you committed to me. And she kept on coming. A part of her income, she dedicatedly kept it aside because she was also going through her own transition. Finally, she's achieved exactly what she came to me with. So it is a beautiful journey when your client goes through that sort of clarity and get you where, and that is where your purpose also feels fulfilled. If you are meant to walk this path, see, if you came into hypnotherapy just understanding that I want to heal my life, gaining knowledge, again, you are knowing to doing. We all have gone through this journey of learning. I learned hypnotherapy in 2006. from 2006 to 2020, it's been 14 years I've stuck to this science completely. In order to understand how to apply every word of what it is to understand hypnotherapy and even put it in perspective. Where even many of us are still unclear that why do we choose people to come into our lives and how do we exactly get the wisdom out of these relationships that we are living with. And how to actually change the person, whether I changing will also change the healed environment. How will that happen, sir? We are also confused at this stage. Even after level 5, we don't know how this environment is going to heal. And that is where I think the clarity and the scale is what I've shared with you all in order to understand where do we stand. Each question actually is an insight. Like how we last week saw this entire thing of self-esteem. Because your happiness completely is in alignment with your self-esteem. How much you deserve to be happy. And that deservability is your relationship with your parents. Unless you resolve your relationship with your parents, things are difficult, because exactly that is the same pattern that you will see has continued with your spouses and your in-laws. And that's a major common factor that I think most of my clients have complained about. And that's where the self-esteem work should be your priority. But how to work on self-esteem? Hypnotherapy doesn't tell you how to revive self-esteem. That is where your logic, that is where your anxiety, that is where your psychosomatic issues, that is where your coping and defense and rationalizations and how to break these defense mechanisms. A little bit of psychology. See, and again, when I say people who come from psychology background, they know a lot. But non-psychology background people, when they want to make a career into the field and get equal respect, and because obviously people say that psychologists or psychotherapists just sit and talk about things that we know. Again, we don't know how to apply it. So how many of us actually can make that transition where we know psychology, the cognition part, the CBT, REBT, and the the positive psychology part, that also is a part of the entire curriculum that we will be teaching. How to do assessments, how to see a depressed person, how to identify clinical disorders, and how to work with each client in a unique manner. And that is what we do. Not every client is going to be the same wavelength. Every person comes from a different level of homeostasis. So in order to treat them with a unique assessment is what is going to be your skill. So first, receiving and then giving. Both parts. So I think Param is already coming tomorrow and 2-3 more people. So I'll be seeing you all tomorrow in order to take this beautiful journey into therapeutic NLP from here and ahead. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time and patience. All the questions that you ask always add value. Kajal ji, Smita ji.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you all. And do write your questions on the group in case you want to discuss anything through the evening. Sarah, thank you so much.
Did you share the snapshot of the client you were talking about?
I did. And another snapshot I will search and see, because she sent too many messages. In that, the 6 assessment part that she's mentioned, that also I'll share it in a while.
Okay.
Thank
you. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.